Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fashion. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're a return subscriber, you know I love you, you know I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always coming back. Okay, so I have my husband here today. Babe, why are you shaking your head? Can you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone. Hello everyone, my name is Wally and it's great to be here. Yes.
Once again, it's great to have you here. It's like that because we literally just finished shooting the video a second ago and we are just continuing. If you've not watched the video about how to manage finances, please make sure that you watch that.
How do you know that you not post this?
No, I'll post that one before this one. Okay. So please make sure you watch that as we answer your YouTube questions. Okay?
You were there now. You just went back.
I didn't know. All right, so we'll be answering your questions on Instagram, YouTube. Right? Sorry, rather on YouTube. So the questions you guys asked on YouTube. This post is since January 3rd that I asked you guys to ask the questions. So sorry we have not answered so far. We've been trying to deal with Instagram questions. Anyway, so Ogochuku said, thanks so much for this opportunity. I'd love to ask about finances. I think we just answered that. Do you have a joint account? When it comes to rent, food, utilities, and other miscellaneous, how are you both able to share the responsibilities? Also, when it comes to giving, do you need your partner's permission? Is there a limit to the amount of money you could give? Borrow out with or without your partner's permission? This is a lot of question in one. I hope it does not turn out to be another finance video. But okay, first of all, she asks, do you both have a joint account? At the moment? No.
But
maybe when we start to have, even before we have kids, I'm sure we are going to have it.
I think joint account is fine, at least for the house.
Yeah.
For the family and all that. It doesn't stop you from having your own personal
We've done it before.
All that one. So it's fine. We don't operate one at the moment.
Yeah, but we have one. Actually, we have one. We just don't operate it now. But during our wedding, I think when we have something we are looking forward to, we use that account to send in our own quota, and then so joint account is not that all my salary, all your money should enter inside. No, it's just that money is entering my separate account, then we are sending something into our joint account for our home upkeep. And normally joint accounts, you need the both persons' consent to be able to
I mean, if this was 20 years ago, maybe you can say that a joint account
I remember they advised me against joint account when I was still younger, before I decided to get married. If I was ready for
20 years
marriage
ago, it may be a problem because I mean, you may say that putting all your money in joint, but now you can have a number of accounts.
Exactly.
So it's a lot easier. You can create accounts from your phone these days, so all of those ones has been sorted out. So I think it's just question of how much you understand yourselves financially enough to
and it also depends on who is earning. If you are both earning, right, joint account, you send percentage of your money is sent. If it's one person earning, you can have like a family account, family joint account, right, where you are, if he's the only one earning, you are sending the family upkeep money into the account. Or if you have a business by the side, you understand. So I don't think there's anything wrong with joint account. I just don't think you should put all of your money in the joint account. That's my own thought. Some people do it.
I think it's not practicable. It might be difficult to operate like that because the nature of joint accounts is the fact that we identify what the money is for.
Exactly.
Now, if you put all your money in a joint account, it means that any miscellaneous expense you
can just go and collect money.
So the question will now be: would you need to be talking to your partner each time you need to make deductions or all those ones? It's going to be cumbersome. Functionally, it might be a little difficult. That's the only thing I have against putting all your money there.
Yeah, I also don't think you should put all your money there. But anyways, yes, we've done it before. When we're planning towards our marriage. So when you have another purpose, maybe you are expecting a child and stuff, you want to have a joint account to be able to, when the child is there. That's also a good idea. She also said, when it comes to rent, food, utilities, and other miscellaneous, how are you able to share the responsibilities? You want to answer that?
I think it's a function of your family. How you decided. It's primarily some of the things we talked about the other time. You decide based on earning capacities. I think so. There's no other fast rule. I think you define on earning capacities and other projects.
Yeah.
So say for instance now, husband is earning 150, wife is earning 100, or wife is earning 170. Let me just do it that way. That the wife is earning 170, husband is earning 150. The question of expense in a month, it has to be determined vis-a-vis savings too. So say for instance, you say in that for a year you can calculate how much the salary will be, and for the wife too, you know how much your house rent is. So is it when that month reaches that you start looking for house rent? So it means that some money has to be saved for house rent. And there'll be other things. So you know how much you spend on food in a month. So I think where people often have issues is when you want to break down everything one by one. Okay, feeding is 20,000 naira. Who handles feeding? Is the husband? Is the wife? Who handles is the? It's going to cost. I think it may be difficult. I don't know if your brain can take it, but my brain can't take too much calculation. What we do is identify how much we spend in a month. So if we know that our expense in a month is 100,000 naira, we make contributions towards it. Depending on how much everyone is earning and every other thing. So for instance, my wife is the one earning 170 and I'm the earning 150, like we illustrated, we need to save for house rent. So how much are we saving per month for house rent? If we are saving 100,000 for house rent, just saying, maybe house rent and any other big project, that means that in a year we would have saved 1.2 million if we are saving 100,000. So whoever is saving 100,000, you can't expect that it's still that same person that will handle too many
household expenses.
So you would have to, evaluate based on those ones. Then depending on some other things, say for instance, a person has financial commitment in certain area that you know of. You make evaluation based on all of those things and try to ease your way out. There will be times in a month when you will reduce certain things for certain things. So for instance, there was a time that I stopped doing internet because I realized that it's putting too much stress on our finance. So, but she needs it more for these things and other things, and she's doing a remote job. So she was the one doing internet she was the one recharging her internet for those period of time. And there are times when you cut this one in order to balance that one and all that one. So I think, but if you are already fixated, if you're already earmarked that okay, it's my wife that handles health, it's me that handles rent, it's you that, and it's going to make things cumbersome when you have to switch something. For instance, let's even be real practical. We know how the economic situation in Nigeria is. If you're earning 100,000 as of 2 years ago, what you can do with that 100,000 is not the same now. So it means that now you'd have to bend over backward in order to accommodate or reach for anything you cannot do financially 2 years back. So what do you do around that time? So let's say for instance, I'm earning 100,000 naira and I'm earning 100,000 naira for the past 3 or 4 years. But what I can do without 300,000, without 100,000, I can't do it now. What now happens if I do not adjust, or my wife does not adjust, or we don't find ways to adjust? So let's say, for instance, we've said it's me that will be handling this, and that. But obviously, because of economic realities and what the cost of things in market now, that same 50,000 that I used to buy house food cannot handle food anymore. Maybe even the whole 100 cannot handle food if you want to buy exact same thing. So what happens? That's why I think that it might be difficult to do that one. So people approach different things. You see some families that make bulk purchases. So maybe they do thrift for quarterly or biannually. When they take their thrift contribution, they buy food in bulk like that. And they know that for that period of time, there is nothing. Do you know? I know people who go to abattoir and themselves and some other family, they share maybe a whole cow, and they stock their freezer, knowing that okay. Do you understand? So you may approach that. You may adopt monthly one. You may adopt quarterly purchase or all those ones. But you just have to find what works for you vis-a-vis your earnings or your capabilities.
Thanks, babe. I think my husband has explained most of it. You guys, you've seen me wash a whole basket of tomato and all of those things. That's just an idea for you to know that I like to buy things in bulk because I know that it's you are running at a loss if you are going to market to be buying once you are running at a loss. Okay. So my husband was saying something. You were asking about how we handle miscellaneous utilities, food, and everything. My own advice is if you're saving for rent, have a separate savings for it. Where that my husband was talking about. There was a time in our marriage where we had a thrift. What am I even saying? We still have, something else, a particular savings that we know that this is for rent. This percentage of your salary goes into, this percentage of my salary goes into rent money. That one is a different category on its own, right? Sometimes it's not, I don't pay it, is the one who will pay it, you understand? Sometimes we want to, okay, let's say for instance now, we want to do save for rent. My husband said, okay, I'm going to, you know, we have a thrift for rent where a percentage of my salary goes, yours goes. We also want to buy a car, say for instance. That's two big projects at the same time, right? So let this amount of your money go into rent, let this amount of my money go into, you know, this, or we share it. You understand? So when it comes to big major projects in the house, have a separate savings for it. You understand that, you know that, okay, these are the amount of money that go. Then when we are calculating how much our salary is, we don't call how much the salary is. We call how much the salary is minus that major expense that we need. After with that major expense, maybe house rent for instance, then we now say, okay, this is what is left, this is what is left. What do we need this month? Sometimes we might end up, most times in the month, if we, for any reason, we can spend up to 70,000 naira on food items. Next month we won't spend up to that.
Yes.
You understand? Because I've bought everything for two months. You understand? So this month maybe we are just buying provisions, we're just buying this, but we know that the following month we have to. You understand?
Yes, yeah.
So what is left after the major project has been settled, then we decide. So how much? There was sometimes you have to cut costs, just like my husband said. It's not, sometimes if we buy food stuff 50,000 this month, we have other things. Maybe something spoils. That's where I hate. That's why I don't like. Money you didn't plan for, lights will spoil, generator we have problem. You understand? So we have to remove out of certain money to be able to attend to that. Then we have to cut when it comes to food or when it comes to something else. You understand? So your money comes, you remove transportation for the week. You just need to have a budget. Know what you spend in a month. Know where your money needs to go to, and then decide how do you split it. You understand? I said it in the last video that my husband most time wants to take most of it. You get it? But sometimes when I know that there are lots of projects on him, I won't allow him. You get? That is just it. We are just looking for how to reach a common ground. At the end of the day, I said it earlier that whoever salary comes first is the person that takes care of the bill. If my salary comes first this month, or if it's a salary that comes first every time, I know that once salary comes, we take care of the bills. Whatever comes next,
you balance.
We balance it. So if, for instance, we've used all my salary to take care of all the bills and there are some husband collect, so how far, what's left, what do we still need to do? Okay, we still need to buy.
In fact, the way we all often talk about it is funny. You now hear, maybe I'm the one that gets paid first.
Yeah.
When our money comes in, she'll be like, how much am I owing you?
Am I owing you?
Do you understand? So you have to find just find ways that balances it and makes it easy.
And makes it easy for you.
Depending on any capabilities, your financial projections for your family, and what you intend to achieve with your money.
Yeah, but when it comes to major projects, please have a separate service for it, and the two of you decide. That's why it depends on who you're married to. You understand? Decide how much goes into it. How much are you putting? How much am I putting that? And then for every other ones, right? Look for a way to manage it. So if this month we are budgeting 50,000 for food stuff, okay, fuel, because fuel it's running. This month you cannot predict NEPA. NEPA can decide not to give you light the whole month. So how many times are we buying fuel this month, right? And then when it comes water, because you think all those, I did see, honestly, me I don't used to calculate those things. My husband that let me realize that, see, all those small money that you think, when you add it up, you realize that this thing is even taking more money than the big thing you think you understand.
If you tell me that feeding is 50k in a month, I'm not worried, because it's easy to remove it once.
Yes.
But you see all those 25, 15, 45, 35, 37, 82.
Yeah.
When you total it, you'll be shocked how much you have spent in a month on stuff like that.
So that's why we try to buy everything for at least it will last us for 2 weeks. That is for the small things. When it comes to water, fuel, and all those things. But when it comes to food item, 2 months, if you can afford it. There's no every month we can afford it. Let us be honest. The month we cannot afford it, we'll buy just what we can. Sometimes we cannot even afford to buy enough for the month, but we'll buy what we need.
Yeah, we just talk to each other. Are we expecting anybody? We're
not expecting anybody.
You can afford not to make soup, okay?
Let's just buy groundnut and drink Gary. But I wouldn't like Gary very well. Who knows? You understand? Just look for a way to manage your expenses. So
it's between the both of you, actually. So
you just have to decide.
She said something about when you are giving people money. I think it depends on how much you are giving out, because sometimes it's poor of the moment.
Yeah.
So if your friend,
me and my husband,
if your friend approaches you for
Yeah.
an assistance now, and you're at work, and one thing. Let's say an old friend calls me and says he needs 5K or 10K or one thing, or maybe you get some amount like that. It may be practically impossible to be calling your partner and be like, okay, hold on, I'm coming back.
Call my husband.
You won't even say that one because
Yeah.
you don't want to appear one kind. Then you now call, babe, this person wants to, this one, that one. It might be difficult. But when it's one, significant, you may need to seek your partner's consent. But if it is not significant like that, you may not be able to seek the consent, but afterwards, you may mention it. Then there are some that will even pass you by. Say, for instance, you went to buy something from in the market, and then
see someone in need.
You get maybe. I mean, it has happened to me before that small children, 2 boys, they just like twin. They just came to drag my leg. Uncle, want to buy this one? And I said, okay, where? And I took them, and I know it was 1,000 something what I bought for them, and I just bought it and I left and I forgot about it until maybe the children went to go and call the mother. The mother came to come and thank. And I can't even remember when I told my wife, but I don't think it was instantly.
It wasn't.
And there are things like that you would just do.
Yeah.
That you can't possibly even remember and all that one.
Yeah.
But the duty is you are not hiding things.
Yeah. But I also think that as long as, that's why I always say that, when the money comes in, settle everything that needs to be settled.
Oh no!
Don't go and use
don't
your
use your
house
family's
rent
money.
And say
those kind of money should be money for you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Let's say maybe you've expended all.
So my own money.
So at the end of the month, you now say, okay, free money minus transport is I have maybe 20K.
And somebody's asking me for 10K.
You get.
And then my husband also knows that, or I know my husband that, I mean. Anyway, don't let me, because I know I'm very guilty of this, right? I'm a person that you ask for money, I'll go and borrow money and give to you. This is where I had a very major issue for my husband, because I like to help people even at the expense of myself. You understand? So my husband really called me to order in that aspect, because it got to a time where I'll go and be borrowing money. It means I don't like to borrow money just because I wanted to help somebody, because at the end of the day, it doesn't help us. You understand? So you just need to know, don't do more than you can. Don't do more than you can. Don't promise something you know that you cannot afford. Don't make promise on behalf of your partner. You understand? When it comes to giving, when you have sorted out house expenses, don't go and give. So, hey, unless you and your partner agrees to it. There's been times that maybe a family is in need, and we have this money that we want to put towards a major project, and we decide to give it.
Okay, exactly.
But we make that. I don't go and remove it and say, oh, don't worry, I'll talk to my husband. That is rude. Even if your husband, if you know that your husband will not have a problem with it, still ask for his permission.
Yeah.
Right? Still talk to him about it.
There's a place for honor.
Even if it's his own mother that needs the money, even if it's your mom, still ask him and converse about it before you go and give.
There's a place for honor and regard to your partner.
Yeah.
You can't afford to show that other people mean more, or their opinion, or whatever they take. I mean, I've had instance when a classmate of mine asked me for stuff, and what I wanted to give was different. But when I told my wife, she said, no, somebody asked this thing, we are going to double it. Now, ordinarily, she not even knows me. When somebody asks for help or something, in my head I've already said this is the amount. It does not concern me. If you like, give me, this is what I can afford. She'll be the one that will be like, no, let's add to it.
My husband is very selfish with money.
No.
Well, it's not selfish. It's just like to calculate. Like,
do you understand?
Why should I give you more than that? Am I your mother?
I can't keep myself to satisfy you. I mean, all those kind of things. So she just. And the person really appreciated it and all that one, another one, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Do you understand now? We wouldn't have been able, but I made it plain. In instances like that, when I'm giving that person, I'll tell the person, it's not me, it's madam. So that you are not thanking only me. And if it's someone that knows my wife or something, or has a relationship with my wife, I don't want the person to see me tomorrow and thank me and not thank her. So even in instances where she's the one that gave me the money, that person that you said this one, I said I don't have money, or maybe one time say no, give the person. I said okay, you give me. I'll go and tell the person I didn't have money. I told my wife, and she said I should.
Even though I asked him to stop saying that. But anyways.
But the reason is simple, because I want you to know
so that tomorrow you're not gonna think that.
That's that one.
Yeah, but even when it comes to even giving to sowing seeds and stuff like that. I remember there was a time that, you know, there was heavy money involved. You understand? That one you don't come and tell. That one you ask God. Go and tell him. Go and tell him. But I know my husband is the kind of person, especially when it comes to spiritual giving or stuff like that, he would tell you, at least in that particular situation, he told me, are you sure God is leading you? If God is leading you, that's fine, because he knows that before I can come and make such a demand, I have to be led. You understand? So don't say because it's God you are giving to, you go and carry your house rent, or you go and carry money that you guys are looking for a project without talking to him first. Even pastors, my pastor always says it, that at the time that God is asking them to give out their car, right? And he told God, you know, he didn't want to give it, so he was going to use his husband, his wife, as an excuse. By the time the wife came and they said, you know, the wife actually came to tell him that I think the Holy Spirit is telling me we should. You understand? God is not a home wrecker.
Yes, it's not.
If God is asking you to give certain financial thing, God will speak to your husband, or will prepare him. Even if he doesn't speak to him, this one I was talking about, God didn't tell him, but he just had confidence that if God is telling you, then let's do it. And because I know him, you understand? So even when it comes to giving to your parents, don't marry your enemy. It all boils down again to who you marry. Don't marry someone that does not like you, does not like your family. Because if it's someone that does not like your family, let your mother be dying in the hospital and you have the money, he will say no. You understand? And that's why it's also important that you have your own. In as much as you are contributing to the family, you also have personal savings for emergencies that, you know, especially if you are married to somebody that his head used to touch when it regards your family. You understand? Some people that they don't, even if it's his own family gone, they don't like to attend to family issues. You understand? So don't marry your enemy. Don't marry your family's enemy. Marry someone that loves you and loves your family, so that when in situations like that comes, it's not a question. There are times that, you know, maybe no, it doesn't matter. That's not relevant. But you understand? Maybe it can be something as small as every month I want to send this money to your you know, sister. You understand? But it's just, you understand, that's just to show the amount of love the person has for your family. So yeah, that's just it. Always ask. But when it comes to like my brother, who is always calling me to ask me for money, today will call me my landlord, tomorrow my laptop I've spoiled, I brought it here. Anyway, it's not like that all the time, but you know, younger siblings, they always have problem, one problem or the other. Yes. You understand? And he will say, my husband would give, and then he would tell me later, I would give, I would tell him later. You understand? Because those are money that I can spare. Yes. You understand? And it will not affect us.
And sometimes because of these kind of things, talking to your partner, it makes some things easy.
Yeah.
Say for instance, now I am there's money for one thing. Let's say I want to save this money, or I'm going to use it for this thing, and a sibling or relative is asking me for money, and I'm a lot reluctant because of what I want to use the money for. I can tell my wife, and I'll be like, no, now that is it not that person? No, yeah. I mean, there are people who I didn't want to go for their event. Let me tell you the truth. Like, there was a close person that I said, I don't want to go for that wedding. My wife said, it's not possible. You are going. Do you understand? And that's just the right spur you need at that moment. So she would not be like, no, that person, no, you have to give the person something. So sometimes I'll be like, no.
And I am the one that my husband will say, what's your problem? Is it not last week you just said? So you see the checks and balance. He on a normal day, he likes to calculate, like, I don't think I can afford to. I'll be like, no, let us, you know, even if we cannot give up to, let's do this. But he is the one that will tell me, you are not giving because you have given, or you cannot give up to that, slash it. You understand? Because that is my own weakness, and you know, he has his own, and we balance each other out. But if you go and marry somebody that likes to give, and you too, you are a giver, the two of you, hey, you need to put sign or that taking. This is the amount. You need to, if that is your situation, honestly, have some money, a certain amount of money that this is our giveaway money. The moment that money ends, we don't have money again.
Because you can't solve everybody's problem. Yeah,
and people will always come with problems. People always have problems.
Exactly.
Yeah, so please, and if you marry a stingy person, you are stingy with money.
No problem.
You need to ask God to help you, because it's not, the hand of the giver is always on top. That's one thing. That's one principle I always believe in. The hand of the giver is always on top. You cannot live life based on what you earn alone. I don't know if I'm saying it. You need favor. You need people to favor you. And you don't know who you would help today that will be in a position to help you or your family
what
tomorrow.
What you're saying is if everything you need, you are the one that buys it.
You are poor.
You are really poor.
you are poor.
Because you should spend people, not only
No
money.
Yeah.
You should spend relationships, not only money.
Don't be a selfish person. Don't be even when it comes to giving random people on the streets, my husband does not believe in it. Unless he's asked by God or he's led to give, you understand? But although
it's
now
beggars,
yes, that's what I'm saying now. Random beggars on the street.
But you are not a beggar or one thing.
Especially, and I think it's even worse now that it has become like a profession for some people.
I know you can't blame me. I've worked in places where I know people who will dress properly, in fact, if not better dressed than you, and the only job is to come and beg for money. So I've seen it in different divers that except say I'm led I'm not going to give you my hard-earned money because
So that's how we did another video on finance. Hey. Because it's already 26 minutes and I don't think we can.
No, let's see if the next question is not that long.
No, I think we should end this here.
Okay.
And then we'll do the third part. I think for the third part, let's change our clothes so that. Nothing never. All right, so that's, I don't know if you guys have any contribution. Let us know. How do you handle utilities and all of those things? Do you believe in joint accounts? I don't know, how do you handle your finances in your marriage? Right, let us know in the comment section below. So this is the part 2 again. We didn't plan on doing in your relationship. It doesn't have that's one thing that we did not address though. We talk about marriage, how it should be done in marriage. In relationship, it's a different ball game. Person that you just met, I beg you, don't give him your ATM pin. I use God's name to beg you, because and you see a lot of guys now on social media talking about, I bought her this, I sent her to school. Who sent you? See,
trust is earned. I know that this generations, or the present generation, myself inclusive, we handle things a bit different. But I mean, it's part of something I used to tell my wife, that I'm naturally not distrustful, but I'm not naturally trustful too.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If I'm meeting a person for the first time, I'm open, I'm observing. If I'm supposed to trust you, if you give me reasons to trust you, I start trusting you. The moment you give me reason to stop trusting you too, I stop trusting you. And I let you know that I stop trusting you on this thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I'll now watch how you respond or react to that thing. So trust is meant to be earned, not conferred by default. Because let's be realistic. I always say it. Without rules, human being is capable of the worst of things. And that's why, as a Christian, the Bible makes it clear, the whole world lieth in wickedness. 1. 2, the heart of man is desperately wicked.
The heart of man.
So operating from that standpoint, many things don't shock me. Even when she says them, like maybe she reads the story on social media and she's saying that, and I'm like, I'm not surprised. She'll be like, why? I said, because I have seen things, and at this stage there are certain level of evil or depravity that doesn't shock me anymore. Not because I don't know that it's bad, but it doesn't stop, because I've learned to expect both good and evil. Whichever one you show towards me, I relate with it on that standpoint. So when it borders on finance in a relationship, you're dating somebody and all those ones, you will walk your way around it. I mean, that's the best time to understand the person's money language, what they spend upon, another one. Before we got married, when we were dating, my wife will know one thing: I save like mad. In fact, I will not eat. All my friends, my siblings tease me, I may not eat. I may survive on bread or snack for a month. That's
on living bread. That's shawarma bread. My husband, see, if they said they made 100+% profits, my husband is the person that made the 50% profit for them
at a time.
Those years.
You see, but I'll buy shoes.
And watch.
Wristwatch or clothes or perf, all those ones. Do you understand? But all those, I mean, I've told her before that there's something I do like. Sometimes maybe I spend too much on all those kind of things. I will pay the price by not eating well for 2 weeks. So the money that I'm supposed to use to eat for 2 weeks, since I spent it, I would bear the pain like that. But that's because it was only me and I could do many things the way I wanted. But at least it made her know that when it borders on money, I am regulated. I have do you understand? That's why she can trust me with certain things, even before we got married. I mean, I remember one day when we're having our savings, the savings was in my, I think it was in my BVN account or something, although she has access to the account and all that one. But it was, I think if the amount is withdrawn, it was going to be transferred to my account. So she now asked the question that, what if we broke up? What will happen to the money? I said, I'm sure you know the answer.
Yeah.
She said, yes, she knows the answer.
He will give me back my money.
Do you understand? But you have to deal with people to a certain degree
to know.
So that's why you can't just trust people implicitly with certain things, with money or. I mean, I tell her even now that I miss my friend. I know how I categorize each person. I know the one that when it borders on money, if the person comes to me and says that this is the amount of something, I don't care. Because I trust him. I trust him enough to know that if he wants to eat, he will tell me that this money is this one, but I need so I'm taking this. Yeah. Do you understand? So you evaluate people based on that one, you deal with them based on that one. So even if he's taking more than, I don't care. And I know the people that I can't even dare play with money. I know the ones I can't play with, other things. Do you understand? Because everybody is different. Even you are imperfect to yourself. How much more other people to you? So evaluate on that one. So I cannot advise that if you're dating someone, you just implicitly give them your access to your account, your business money. No, that would be risky.
I don't subscribe to it.
That would be very risky.
Get to understand the person, know yourself to a certain extent before you start to do joint account. Because we said we did joint account at our wedding, does not mean that if you don't trust the person, so why should you even be planning wedding with somebody that you don't trust? You understand? So yeah, I'm not saying don't help out your partner, of course, right? If you can, if the person is in a situation that you can help, of course help, but don't make it a habit. I
mean, if you can help your fellow male or fellow female,
why can't you help someone that you're dating? You understand? Exactly. So yeah, help the person, but don't help the person at the detriment of your own financial, issue, right? So don't go and give all your salary to the person, knowing that you will suffer for it.
You should,
unless you have gotten to a place where you trust that person, right? I would not blink if my husband said there was an issue and it required every part of my salary when we were dating, because I had known him to an extent, right? Not at the beginning of our relationship, right? After we've dated for a while, you understand? I would do that without thinking, because I know that whatever can make him ask me, that thing, it has passed. Be careful. It has passed. Water has passed the Gary. You understand? So yes, know the person you're dating. Don't be paying people school fees. You are not their father. You are not their mother, right? Unless the two of you have married. Okay, you've gone to registry. Even if there's nothing official, you've gone to registry. I don't subscribe to paying anybody school fees that you are not married to.
There's a gist I want to.
Wanna gist me? Hey.
When I was looking for my house that time, that first house,
you just will finish. I will not forget. So yes, please don't go and buy house for their family. The pastor used to talk about that story, that you buy house for the mother in the village. Now that you broke up, you guys send the mother out of the house. You understand? So unless you guys have an agreement that, hey, I'm the one paying for this, but if you decide to do it, that I'm dating you, but I want to take up responsibility, know that you are doing it out of the goodness of your heart. Don't do it because you are planning that she's going to marry you or is going to marry you. Do it that you want to genuinely help. Because if she decides tomorrow and she see another fine boy in the school, just take it as charity, because there's nothing you can do. Because a lot of people go and kill people.
Alternatively, as a lawyer, I'll give you advice.
You can give advice.
If the woman or the man marries somebody that is richer, you can institute an action for breach of promise to marry.
Interesting.
Yes,
I told you this might have sense. Yes, you should employ him for your law. See the way I'm sweating.
Sorry,
employ him for your law.
Breach of promise to marry and reclaim at least something significant.
So you can do that. I don't think a lot of people actually knows that, because
even in Nigeria, a lot of people don't know that.
They don't know you can collect your money. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Let us know if this has helped you. Let us know if you're in a relationship, how do you handle money? Do you collect money from your boyfriend? And do you collect huge sum? Do you allow him to pay your house rent? Do you allow him to buy you a car? Right? And do you think it is right to do that? Vice versa. So if you're a guy also, let us know if you are willing to do all those things for your girlfriend, right? Or if you are willing to collect it from her too. Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching our part 2 financial money crisis. We are going to see you guys in the next one. Until then, I'm still Victoria Ayodele Fash, and this fine man here is
I'm Wale Ayodele Fash.
Yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.